Well, there's your demon. So let's see what questions we have only on Paranormal, True or False. It is free to subscribe. Please subscribe. It really helps the channel out. Thank you. Is this chair possessed? This child is playing with this puppy and then suddenly sees this chair just start rocking on its own. The original video of this has someone screaming so loud for almost the entire duration. And of course, misery loves company, so I'm gonna let you hear it. But in the meantime, it's very easy to use a string or someone off camera to rock the chair. Turn your volume down. I hope you turn the volume down so the cops aren't being called on you. They should clip that scream and send it to the movies and make money on it. Is this a demon? Somewhere in Florida, there's a hissing sound, and when they shine the camera into the drain gutter, they see the demon making the noise. Another thing that's been passed off as a cryptid when obviously it's an alligator. This is such a common occurrence in Florida where people will walk outside and suddenly see an alligator. It's kind of like that video that went viral where this couple was getting married and in the background you could see the tornado. There are just places on Earth where it's natural and normal to see things like this. Whether it's a kangaroo in Australia, northern lights in Alaska, the meteorites falling in Russia or Siberia, it doesn't make these things cryptid or paranormal. And since I've never seen an alligator in person, I would get my video camera out and videotape it as well. Is this a shadow person? As the camera pans to the left, we will suddenly see what looks like a shadow person in that window or doorway. Either they're really good with camera operations or they did not see that because they never stopped panning the camera around. A lot of times when people try to sell you something, they'll stop the camera right on it for a pause and then move on. But in this case, they kind of just kept moving the camera. I know this could be easily recreated by just having somebody dress in a costume. And I know someone could be playing a hoax on them. But I think this one might be real. And if it is staged, they did a really great job. What is this creepy glow? In the middle of this path, we will suddenly see the lights glow in an odd manner. Is the distortion caused by a ghost? By an angel? By a demon? I'm sure it's distortion caused by the rain being pushed by a breeze or wind. It could also be part of humidity that causes that type of a glow. Cameras are just always so sensitive to light and angle. I would not be afraid of this glow. Now, what I am afraid of is the ghost that turned off that first light. That one is definitely demonic. Those are solar panel lights, and the one closest to the house is in the shade too much. That's why it's not on. Because I have that exact same problem with mine. These lights should not need sunlight 24/7 to work. But if they are in the shade for 3 hours a day, they won't work. And the manufacturers might be demonic. Is this a night crawler? In the distance, the camera will focus on something that looks like a night crawler. I just talked about this quite a bit in my Celebrating 100 analyst video and how they don't quite have it right, but this is doing a lot better than the one that I debunked. It does look like it's walking and not gliding like the other one did. One of the things that I noticed about this creature in the videos that have not been debunked is that it's at night, but it's also around trees and there's no rain. So I wonder if this is an alien species and there's something in the trees that it needs to survive on Earth. We know that trees produce oxygen and humans need oxygen. Does this creature need oxygen too? Is this a cryptid? It took me 4 times to spell that word correctly. First I forgot the P and then I wiped out the T. Nothing like having rhyming spelling errors. When I first saw this, I thought for sure this is just a plastic bag floating in the ocean, no big deal. But then I continued to watch this and I thought, well, maybe it's not a plastic bag. Maybe it's some type of marine life organism that's associated with the jellyfish family. And apparently it is a marine life organism, and you can see the veins in it. And then when it turns over in such a weird way, I think somebody blew on it like an idiot. See how it got ruffled there? Yeah, I think they're just messing with the wildlife. But at any rate, you can see this weird attachment thing. And at first I thought it was one of those sucker fishes, but I don't think it's that either. So I think that's just a new marine life that they found. These are some pictures of some other odd-looking marine life, and they've discovered like 400 species in the past decade. Some of them you can see are camouflaged, and then some of them just look absolutely cartoonish and just crack you up like this one. And for whatever reason, I hate marine biology. I had to learn too many new words when I was in 5th grade, and I didn't want to learn all those new words that I couldn't pronounce, so I didn't like marine biology from that point on. Is this a peeping Tom or a ghost? This one happens really fast. First we look out this window and there's nothing to really pay attention to, but then he'll turn and quickly pan past this other window and see something peeking into it. But it happens so fast that I literally have to slow down the footage to show you what's there. Watch the left side of that window. At first I was thinking it might be a shadow from a tree or a bush, because we know this building is surrounded by trees based on the other window. It is interesting, but I feel like the footage might be too inconclusive to know for sure. You know, unless I could be there and look out that window and see where all the trees and bushes are, I probably would just rule this as inconclusive. Aw, this poor puppy is scared. So this dog is hearing something outside and barking at this window. And of course, with the intelligence of human beings, they assume it's paranormal instead of recognizing that dogs can hear higher frequencies up to 65,000 hertz, whereas human beings can only hear up to a frequency of 20,000 hertz. So instead of treating this situation like it's paranormal, the owner should look outside to see if they're about to be robbed. In this situation, I have a high lumina flashlight, and I will open up the window and shine it, put the flashlight up against the screen and use it like a spotlight to look outside. Is this a flying ghost? We will suddenly see a dark shape fly in front of the camera. This happens multiple times. Is it some sort of manifestation? Is it demonic? Is it a ghost? Is it dangerous? Yes, it actually is dangerous because it's a bat, and bats carry rabies. You even have to be careful about going into caves that are swarming with bats because their feces can cause you to become sick. Just breathing in that air can cause you to be sick. Bats are a good thing. They take out a lot of insects, and if we did not have bats, we would have a lot more problems. And if it's not a bat, then it's very bad CG, with potentially too much motion blur. What is scaring this cat? So this cat is showing off its agility. When something will suddenly show up in front of the camera, that catches the cat's attention too. A blue squiggly light flies towards the camera operator. Well, it's simple. This is one of those cat's lives. It's trying to remind the cat, hey, you've already lost one. You only have 8 more. Is this a ghost child? As this person is playing on a VR system, we will suddenly see a child appear. Is it a ghost, or is it living? Is it supposed to be in bed and it's past its bedtime? But the racket from elbows popping woke it up. Question is, was it woken up from sleep or woken up from death? I think the child is just wearing some type of fabric that is camouflaging with the background, so that's why it looks transparent. But the reality is the kid just wants to play. To humor myself, I speeded up the video just to see his hands fly even faster. My elbows hurt watching that. What is causing these objects to move? As these individuals explore this abandoned building, they will start to hear noises, and then they will also start to see some bars start to move. They look like fluorescent lights, but I don't know if that's what they are. But suddenly, it could just be a PVC pipe, a white pipe, but either way, it suddenly starts vibrating. Is it paranormal, or is it a poltergeist? Is there a vibration in the building? Is there a rodent in the wall? Well, we always hear about ghosts rattling the pipes, even if water pressure is typically the cause, and rodents are the other cause. You can shop at echopearlcreations.com, which is the official website for Paranormal True or False. You can go to producerjimriley.com to learn more about the man that makes all the music for this channel. And again, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. Remember to question everything. Thanks for watching Paranormal, True or False.